Where are you from?
I grew up in Marietta, Georgia, man. I was actually born in Canada. So I was born in Vancouver, Canada. But when I was real young, man, Atlanta, Georgia, man. Grew up in, well, Marietta is a town outside of Atlanta, Georgia. But to people who are not in Georgia, you'd be like, oh yeah, you know, you from Atlanta. But if you in Atlanta, you're gonna be like, ah, you from Marietta. You know what I mean? Yeah. So Marietta is like north of the city.
And what was it like growing up in Marietta?
Man, very interesting. So I've been there since like 98. So when I first moved there, where in my section, it was like a lot of farmland, but over time they built that up, you know what I'm saying? By like '08, you know what I'm saying? It was like built up. A lot of black people there, you know. I think when people think about Cobb County, they think like white people, right? But in like Marietta, Austell area, you know what I'm saying, it's very much like, you know, black folk. So yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool. I think the early years of Cobb, like I said, man, it was kind of like real white. But by the time I got to like middle school, man, like all my classmates, you know what I'm saying, even in elementary school, middle school, all my classmates was like, you know, black or Hispanic. I feel like there's a lot of untold stories, right? So like Mike Will is from Marietta, you know, the producer. A lot of people don't know that. K-Camp is from Marietta, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that. So I feel like we got stars and we got stories that haven't been told. Like, you know, Marietta got hoods, you know what I'm saying? Just like anywhere else in the world got hoods. A lot of people don't know that. Where I stayed at, you know, it's kind of like in between everything, you know what I'm saying? Where I grew up was like kind of like right between everything. So, and anybody who grows up in Atlanta, like, you kind of know. Sometimes you got the nice neighborhoods right next to the hood, you know, it's kind of like all mixed in there. But my personal experience, man, growing up, just a lot of love, bro. A whole lot of love from, you know, my friends, my homies, you know what I'm saying, my family. Just a lot of love. That's how I would sum it up. You know, I feel like I just kind of believe that, like, you kind of get what you put out, you know what I'm saying? So shit happens, you know what I'm saying? Everybody go through shit. You might go through a messed up situation, but depending on how you handle that situation, how you respond to it, kind of determines, like, you know, the type of energy you're gonna get back. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you hanging in the snake pit, you're gonna get a snake bite. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, whole lot of love, bro. Whole lot of love.
Were you an artistic child?
I was a reader, man, as a kid. My mom, she got me like, I was a hooked on phonics kid, bro. Early. I was a Berenstain Bear book kid, like, early.
Oh, I love Berenstain Bears.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, do you remember it being spelled with the A or with the E?
I think it's the E.
Exactly, bro. So I look around and I see these A's and I'm like, where did the A's come from? I think that's that Mandela effect shit. I believe in that. You heard of that? Mm-hmm. Bro, that shit gotta be real.
Yeah.
Shit gotta be real. But yeah, man, I was a reader, bro. I didn't get into my artistic bag until about 11 years old. Mm-hmm. I had a funny story, man. How I even got into making music. I wasn't really allowed to listen to rap music as a kid, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't able to listen to rap music until I was about, 11 years old. But when I did, The Chronic was like the first rap album I heard. And, that's Dr. Dre, that's Snoop, that's a whole lot of cursing. So to go from only listening to radio, Disney, and gospel music to now I'm listening to The Chronic, I'm like, yo, they took everything that, you know what I'm saying, all that secular stuff, all that, and they just gave it to you real raw. And my experience my childhood was real raw. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of real raw experiences, fucked up experiences. And I feel like whatever walk of life you from, your worst pain you ever felt is the worst pain you ever felt. That's your only reference point. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think people can relate to that. Even if you didn't have my story, you still had some growing pains. You know what I'm saying? So I related to that when I would listen to rap music. I'm like, yo, this is so raw and it's so expressive at a time where I wasn't expressing how I really felt. I was wearing a face, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was okay, but I really wasn't. So when I heard rap music, it was like, okay. Immediately, I had my mom get me first rap album I ever had was Eminem's Encore, and I heard that, and he was so like, oh, this white boy is crazy, like. He's just crazy, but he didn't care. He didn't give a fuck. Like he said the craziest shit. Didn't really agree or even was able to really understand what he was saying at that point because I was like 11. But I would write verses, like feature verses, as if I was featuring on those records, you know? So I would write over their verses, you know what I'm saying? I might write their verses and change some words, and that's how I really got into rapping and expressing myself, because I realized that when you behind that mic, bro, can't nobody tell you what to say and what not to say. Like when you're creating it, you get what I'm saying? You can put it out and get censored and stuff like that, but as far as creating, bro, can't nobody stop you from creating whatever it is you want to create.
Do you come from a musical family?
Yeah, I would say yeah. I would say yeah. Like nobody in my family took me like under their wing and showed me like this is how you do this is how you work that. But my uncles, I got an Uncle Wayne, and an Uncle Abs, man. And those cats right there, Uncle Abs, he's more like on the poetry side, the lyrical side, the DJ side. My Uncle Wayne is like on the creative, so on the music side, you know, so he produced music for film and like stuff like that. They're out in Canada, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of West Indian folks, man, when they, you know, leave the West Indies, they either gonna go to England, or they gonna go to Canada, or they gonna go to the States, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. So yeah, man, I would say that's probably, as far as my family goes, those have been the most influential on me in music. My uncles.
Have you gone out to Canada recently, or?
I'm overdue, man. I need to go back to Canada. Last time I went to Canada, I think it was my senior year of high school, and I don't remember the occasion, but I do remember being underage out there. So the legal age here is like 18. Like that's the age you can, you know, can't drink, but you can like smoke and stuff like that. You're considered an adult. Out there, it's 19, but they'll let you drink at 19 as opposed to having to wait till 21. You get everything at 19 there. So the way my risk curve was set up, I probably could have gotten into some trouble, you know what I'm saying, and really had a good time. But I just played it safe, man. But I still had a good time, man. Met some good people out there. But yeah, long overdue. I need to go back out there and see some of my cousins. Yeah.
Would you get into the music scene out there?
Would I get into the music scene? So a lot of times when people think of Canada, they think like Toronto, which is like the east. But I was born in Vancouver, so that's like the west. And I don't really know what the music scene is like out there. I don't really have like if I went to Vancouver, they would look at me like if I went to Canada, they would look at me like as an Atlantan. You get what I'm saying? They wouldn't look at me as a Canadian, even though, you know, I'm Canadian born. But I did think about that, bro, because I think if anything, it might be an untapped market. And I think that Canadians as a culture are very receptive, or I'll say as people, you know, when I speak about countries, I got to talk about the people and not the governments, because the people and the governments is two different things. But I think the people out there are very receptive to other cultures and other stories. And yeah, I think that might actually be what I need to do. Go out there.
At what point did you decide to take music seriously as a career?
That is an excellent question, bro. That is an excellent question. It's so crazy, bro, because for the longest, man, like I said, I've been rapping since I was 11, dog. So that's I ain't trying to age myself. That's well over a decade, you know what I'm saying? Well over a decade of experience, man. But it started as an outlet. Like I didn't go into rap because I was like, they got the jewelry, they got the chains, they got the girls. Like I went into rap because I was like, you can express, you can say, nobody can stop you from saying whatever the fuck you want, right? And so being that that's why I chose to, you know, get into the art form itself, when I think about a music career, you know what I'm saying, and what that looks like, for a long time I looked at it through the mainstream lens. And my senior year of high school, I'll be honest with you, this is around the time when like Kanye dropped like Watch the Throne, and like, you know, a lot of social media wasn't where it's at now. So what I would see, you know, is like a bunch of conspiracy theories and stuff, you know, like Like, you know, basically like, bro, you want to make it in music, you got to join the Illuminati. Woo. So I go on YouTube and I go down this rabbit hole and I'm like, boy, no. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. I'm not doing none of that they talking about you got to do. And on God. And so after that, I went to school and I was mad, bro. Like, I was mad. I didn't want to do music that way. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, I was very much so, you know, a student of, like, you know, the Black Panther Party, a student of, you know, the Nation of Islam, you know, studying like them folks and just like grassroots black movements. And what it looked like mainstream music was going to looked like it was gonna sabotage everything that real people stood for. And so I didn't want to pursue a career because I felt like the rap niggas wasn't real. Like, I'm gonna just be honest, I didn't feel like they was real. But I think after I graduated college, just like, I knew I didn't really want to be in corporate America either, for real. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what? We got social media now. I seen enough artists be independent. Like Russ is a huge independent artist who, you know, I seen go crazy, you know, make a wave and go crazy. And I got a lot of respect for that. So really like 2017 is when I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this for real. Through college, you know, I did it, but I didn't go all in. You know, I wasn't doing interviews. I wasn't very social. I did some open mics, but I didn't have like my marketing paraphernalia. I wasn't telling people lock in here, lock in. Like, I didn't have none of that. I was just raw, living in the raw expression of it. So I probably say like 2017 is when I was like, yo, I'm gonna do this. Yeah.
Have you faced any challenges on your music journey?
So many challenges, man. I think it's so funny because, like, you think like, okay, what challenges have you faced on your music journey? But when you think about where the music comes from, if you create from an authentic place, it comes from your life. You know what I'm saying? And it's so many challenges are like internal battles. They're your mental battles. They're the actual real life shit you're going through. You know what I'm saying? Artists are human. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we go through the same shit, like, you know, mental health, you know what I mean? Like, imagine you trying to, you know, become like an artist brand, right? And you see what is promoted as what an artist should look like. You know, you should have jewelry, you should have a lot of girls, you should be blowing money fast. Like, you know, you should be, you know, looking at life, living that life, whatever. And when that's not your reality, you know what I'm saying? When your reality is like, damn, like, you know, I can't even get approved for a loan, you know what I'm saying? Your reality is like, damn, like, you feel me? Like, you know, like, I never been a street cat, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, like, I'm not really on no scamming shit. I'm not really on no, you know what I'm saying? Like, no dumb shit. I call it dumb shit because the old heads that I know that I know are valid because I actually seen them in the field, you know what I'm saying? They told me, like, bruh, like, you smart, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do what we doing, you know what I'm saying? You got talent, you smart, bruh, go that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? If anything come at you left, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna make sure you ready to handle that, and if anything, we'll handle that. We your big bro, we wanna see you win. I was blessed to have niggas like that around me, bruh, because a lot of people had folks around them that just send them on dummy missions, you know? Like, a lot of young dudes that I seen, bro, they get behind some old heads and they think like they an OG just because they older, you know what I'm saying? But the whole reason why this dude in his mid-20s or mid-30s might be hanging around you know, 16 and 18-year-olds is because y'all actually the only people that are listening to him. They not really having no motion, you get what I'm saying? Outside of what they're able to manipulate you into doing, you get what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I'm kind of getting off the topic, but a lot of challenges, bro, is just life, bro. Like, life is challenging, bro. Finances, friendships, you know what I'm saying? And just bridging the gap, bro. Having that, getting your belief level to a point where you're willing to bet on yourself. You know, it's easy for people to be like, oh, like, you gotta bet on yourself to really win. You know, you see all these entrepreneur videos on social media, like, you gotta, you know, 100% grind, woo. And it's like, it sound good, but get that shit a year, bro. Like, really, you know what I'm saying? Really spend a year of that shit, bro, and see what happens to your mental health. See what happens to your friendship circle. See what happens when people in your family get sick. You get what I'm saying? You have to make real life, you know, choices and decisions, bro. So, I mean, it's challenges every day, and they don't stop. And honestly, I haven't even gotten to the challenges of, you know what I mean? I've had like me try to get placements and stuff like that, write records for people and then they turn them down, or try to get like a sync licensing deal or whatever, and the music library is not, you know. But I don't, like, to me, that's like, you know, that's small stuff. The shit, the challenges you face in the career shit is small compared to the life challenges, you know what I'm saying? As far as life goes, man, I think 90% of our lives is lived in our head, for real. You know what I'm saying? 10% is the interactions with other people. 90% is how we like interpret that shit, you know? That's a bar.
Are you interested in any other art forms outside of music?
Art forms outside of music. You know, it's funny. I think that content is the new music now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to be pure lyricist. That's all I cared about until I needed beats, and I couldn't keep paying people for beats. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna just buy the software, learn how to do it myself. YouTube University, you know, started making beats. And once I did that, that was my introduction of branching out into other forms of creativity, you know. And now for the longest time, I tried to stay away from video. I tried to stay away from the camera. But now that's something that really fascinates me. I think it's an artist, Sophia, you know, Sophia Nana. And when I met her and started working with her, I was able to see her artistic perspective, which is really special to me, because you can meet a lot of people who can rap or who can make a beat or who can do film, but her eye is like set design, you know, like she pays attention to set design. She pays attention to brand association, you know, brand colors, like just these, I call them intangibles that a lot of people don't have. And she has that eye, so that really opened me up to, well, you know, let me just pick up a camera, you know what I mean? So now I'm kind of more interested in, okay, what is the visual aspect like? Since I pretty much master audio, what does the visual side look like? And, you know, people who have podcasts fascinate me. People who, you know, like I said, do set design or creative directing. People who put on, you know, shows and showcases. It's the art of that that's starting to intrigue me now. And I think that kind of bleeds, right? Like art bleeds everywhere. So even like fitness, when I started taking, you know, fitness seriously and embarking on a fitness journey, that became an artistic expression. You know, the way you are building your body, that's art, you know what I mean? So yeah, bro, like I think I look at the world and everything I approach through a creative lens. It could be anything, bro. It could be a 9-to-5 job, it could be whatever, but there's an art in everything. And I've learned how to find that and embrace it. Yeah.
What inspired you to make music?
What inspired me to make music? Like I said, bro, it was raw outlet, dude. It was just outlet. Honestly, I had such an experience that I felt like was so, it just made me so angry, and I knew I couldn't take it out on anybody. So the music became my punching bag. The bars became my punching bag, and I would take to artists who like Lil Wayne, for example, my #1 influence, period. You know, I mean, and I studied the game. I studied everybody from, you know, the A-list artists to people who, you know, who, if you born, you know what I'm saying, after 05, you probably don't even know, you know what I'm saying, these artists like, you know, Busta Rhymes, you know, Nelly, you know what I mean? Like, I studied everybody, but the artists who really inspire me to create are the ones that just, they will die for this music. Like, you can tell they don't care, bro. People like Eminem, people like Kendrick, people like Wayne, people who just go, even like Future, you know what I'm saying? People who go in that booth and they don't care about nothing outside of that booth. That's the shit that inspires me, because I have experiences like that, that I can go into the booth and I can say, I can shut the world out, and I can literally die in this booth. You know what I'm saying? So that's the shit that inspires me to create, bro. Just the fact of it's just expressing this thing that I can't quite articulate. But if I make enough music, if I create enough sounds, if I create enough vibes, then it starts to, you get what I'm saying? It starts to ease, it starts to medicate me. You get what I'm saying? It starts to ease the pain. So just an outlet, bro. It's an outlet. And then I think that's probably where it started. But I think it grows, right? So it started there, but it also grew into, I seen the movements that music could create. So when you think about like Jimi Hendrix and like the Woodstock era, right? His music was it created a vibe, it captured a culture, you know, Beatles and Abbey Road, even like Wayne. Like Wayne's moment in music is the reason why we have so many rappers that we have now. You know what I'm saying? I look at even Gucci Mane, like his wave, you get what I'm saying? Like these people who created these movements that shifted culture in a powerful way, that shit helps me, that shit makes me, it inspires me because I'm like, I know that I have a level of talent that if I go balls to the wall, I can shift the culture in the direction that I feel like it needs to go. So it started from a place of raw expression to now it's a place of influence. I want to influence culture, and that's really what makes me create.
Earlier you mentioned that you're moving now towards like the more visual or movement aspect.
Yeah.
Where are you trying to, you know, take that particular avenue of your artistry?
Yeah, as far as the visuals go,
yes.
That's a great question. I think it's something that I'm figuring out, you know, I'm finding out, but I definitely want to replace the images that we see. So for decades now, we've been, as far as rap videos go, we've seen so many videos where dudes is like, you know, flexing the gold chains, flexing the gold grills, you know, flexing the straps, you know what I'm saying? Flashing the money, right? I want to create visuals that shift, right? Because some of that is real, right? But I guarantee people watching this probably can't name 10 niggas that's really living that. You get what I'm saying? And so I want us to be able to, I want to create visuals that just open people's minds, man. So I look at my art like a journey, right? So it don't mean that like I'm gonna stay in one lane or I'm gonna stay in one space and make one type of visual. But I do know, like me for instance, I'm not like any rapper that I've seen make it. You get what I'm saying? As far as the things that I really like champion. So let me put it to you like this. You got your street artists, right? Who talk a whole lot of street shit, right? That's not me. You got your conscious artists who I kind of relate to. But I don't like about conscious rap that it seems to always, it's almost like trauma porn. It's almost like when I hear some of the conscious music, it's almost like watching a damn slave movie. You know how you be seeing them slave movies, you be like, God, here we go, another movie about this nigga getting, you feel me? Like, he gonna get whipped, he gonna try to run away, he's just gonna be pain and trauma, and then at the end, this nigga just gonna be happy to be alive and have a kid. You get what I'm saying?
Hold on, wait, y'all, I'm not laughing at the slaves, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at the slaves, I promise.
But you feel me?
Yeah,
so yeah, and like, so that was my issue with that. Like, it's like you talk about the problem, but where's the solution, bro? Because I guarantee you, like, that's why niggas don't ride to that shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, when I do talk to dudes who like might not like J. Cole or whatever, and they ain't even gotta be street cats. They might just be a regular dude, but they're like, man, I don't wanna listen to that because it's not lit. It's not, you get what I'm saying? It's not fire. It's like, it make you sad, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like with me, I experienced those same emotions, right? And like just like anybody else, but I think that for me, getting introduced to trading and investing and like just up in financial literacy, like reading books on that type of shit, watching documentaries on that type of shit, being around people who do it, you know what I'm saying? To me, I'm like, okay, so if we understand how the financial system works, if we understand where we can get credit from, where we can get funding from, if we can understand, you know what I'm saying, how taxes work, if we can understand how this and that, like, we have solutions. And I feel like black urban music for so long has always talked about the problems and glorified the negative solutions, right? Which is, well, if you broke, nigga, get some street money, get in it, you feel me? But it's like, that's a crash out path, you get what I'm saying? And it's like, if you're not going that route, then you got some artists who just like, man, I'm broken, I'm fucked up. But like, it's almost like you got a jar out with your mixtape. You just like, you feel me? Like real rap for food type shit. And like, I don't like the art being in that space. So for me, bro, like when I think about visuals, I'm like, okay, how can I create those visuals where it's like, okay, where like, just put different images in people's head, put images of financial freedom in people's head, put hope. You get what I'm saying? Like not hopium, but like real hope. Like I like Kendrick's song, I Love Myself. That's one of the best conscious records I've ever heard in my life, because it had the rhythm, it had the vibe, and it did talk about the real issues, but it was still upbeat. It was still a solution. I need silver lining, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the visuals I want to create. Like I want to build on what Kendrick did, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of add a different aspect, especially when it comes to financial literacy, especially when it comes to community and how black people interact with each other. You know, I gotta see more. Niggas gotta be happy, bro. We gotta love life. Like, you get what I'm saying? That whole 12 years a slave, you know what I'm saying, waiting around on reparations shit, you know what I mean? Like, you know, please, like, buy my mixtape. You know, I'm a slave deals with the labels. Like, it's played out, bro, and I'm tired of it. And if I don't care how much money I make from the music, bro, obviously the goal is to be the best and the greatest to ever do it, because you gotta compete. You get what I'm saying? Like, why the fuck would I halfway do it? I'm gonna do it all the way, but what I care about more so is just sparking some shit that I have people like, damn, I like how you did that in that video. That was different. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that. Oh, okay, so he got a course, you get what I'm saying, in the music video. Like he teaching the course or some shit, you know what I'm saying? He holding a seminar. Like it's got to be different shit. I want to fucking, like how Kanye came in the game and just changed the way we, like, think about that Touch the Sky video where he was like Evil Knievel doing a stuntman shit. That was so different, bro. You know, think about the Can't Tell Me Nothing video in the middle of the desert, like just him. You get what I'm saying? That was different, bro. And that's kind of where I want to go with it.
Oh, wow.
Hell yeah.
Has your music career caused any conflicts in your personal life?
I'm going to say no, bro. I can honestly say that I think, I mean, you know, sometimes relationships, girls, you know, of course they want you to spend time with them and stuff like that. But honest to God, like, most people that I ever come across, man, when they hear my music and they see how genuine I am about it, you get what I'm saying? Like, like, it's like, you know, like how it's like taking candy away from a baby. It's like, how could I, you know, throw salts on that? So, nah, man, music hasn't gotten in the way of anything, honestly. Hasn't caused any type of conflict. Yeah, God is good.
What's been the most memorable moment in your career so far?
The most memorable moment. That's an interesting question, bro. The most memorable moment. I have a lot of memorable moments, but I think, yeah, that's really hard, bro. That's really hard. Like, I mean, performances, patchwork, going to different studios, meeting different people. Man, yeah, I can't even really say what my favorite one was, but I do know that the best is yet to come. You know what I mean? I think performing in front of my first crowd of 1,000 is gonna be dope. People who came to actually see me, you know? As a matter of fact, I think that's kind of the next frontier for me, is doing more shows, doing more performances, bringing people out, and really creating a community around the kind of content and the music that I'm creating, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the highlight, when I can say, damn, 500 people, 1,000 people came out just to see me, you know what I'm saying? That'll be a high moment. But I will say, how I got into making beats, it was a girl I was dating senior year of high school, and I was just a keyboard. She's like, I know you like music, dude, so I know you rap, but like, here goes, you know, a keyboard. I wanted to gift it to you. And that's what enabled me to start making beats. And honestly, that whole situation, the fact that it was somebody who gave me a gift that was so close to my heart, like, that's a highlight for me. You know what I mean? I know some people would be like, oh, like some people, the highlight is the clout, it's the recognition. But like for me, the best moments in my music, man, have always been when I'm surrounded by the real people. You know what I'm saying? Real people who really know me, who I know are genuine, who have these moments where they bond with me and my music. That shit is priceless, dude.
For someone watching this who aspires to do what you do, what advice would you have for them?
Know yourself, man. Know yourself, because your music is only gonna go as far and as deep as you know yourself. I mean, know yourself, man. You know, create from an authentic place. Don't make what you think people are gonna like to hear. Don't just be true, bro. Just create from a true and honest place. And the reason why is because a lot of what people think fame and stardom and success looks like is actually not it, right? I'll tell you a moment that was sobering for me. Like I said, Wayne was like, he's the #1 influence artistically in my rap, period. When I seen him tweet about how he wanted out his Cash Money deal and how he hadn't been paid for this, that, and the third, you get what I'm saying? That's when I realized, like, holy shit, you can have a shitload of money and fame and not be successful, right? So my advice to anybody who wants to be successful in music is to know yourself and know your worth and create your reality. And it's not gonna be easy, you know, it's not gonna be handed to you. Nobody's gonna walk up to you, dude, and be like, yo, I want to give you $100,000 because I believe in your talent, and there's no stipulations on it. Just go and create and pay me back when you can. And I think that's how a lot of artists would like for things to go, right? A lot of people would like to get that, but no, you're gonna eat what you kill. You know what I'm saying? So know yourself, create from an honest, authentic place, and when you're ready to put your art and share your art with the world, like, be a fucking go-giver, dog. I think a lot of artists want, like, they want to see, like, oh, what can this person do for me? What can that person do for me? If you just give, Gary Vee talks about this. If you just give, and you be a go-giver, I don't know what it is. I don't know the science behind it, but something about that energy is fulfilling, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's so fulfilling when you can be a part of other people's dreams and visions and help them get a little bit further. And what they do is they give that back, you know? And so if you're giving to 10 people and you got 10 people giving that back to you, that's how you create a community. That's how you create a tribe. And as long as you got that, you can do anything. You can make showcases, you can promote, like, you get what I'm saying? So I would just say, focus on knowing yourself, creating from an authentic place, and when you're ready to run, be a go-giver. Hell yeah.